Welcome to GUFON, everybody. I'm your host, Rich Giordano. It is Wednesday. It's Hump Day, March 5th, 2025. How the hell are you? I know what you're thinking. We already know. We see the sky ourselves. We know. Do you? Are you? And will you? See, there's a phenomenon that's happening in the sky all over the world. People are afraid to talk about it, but the government said it's true. It happened, it happens, and is happening. Chemtrails are real, in my opinion. All you have to do is look up. Now, some people won't believe that. They say, oh, no, it's got to be the chemical makeup of the proponent mixed in with the humidity of the sky. No. Not even the atmosphere. Fear. And it's funny how the word fear is in atmosphere, because this government will put the fear in everybody, right? Drones everywhere. Not tell us why. We know why, but we can't tell you. And then spray our skies so much so that there's laws against spraying over cities. Phoenix, Florida, California, certain parts of all over. So what do? They spray it over the ocean, and it drifts over to our way, bypassing the law. I would rather them spray directly overhead, to be honest with you now. I know that they're using it to drift it. So much so many chemicals are in the sky. And I think it was the Gulf of America where thousands of birds of all different crows, seagulls, flying birds, mice, monkeys, falling out of the sky, and they're scooping them up out of the ocean with nets and trying to save as many as they can. Now, chemtrails, they do a lot of different things. We'll talk about a few of them. Did you know they're used to extend communications between ground and whoever's flying around, or ground to ground? Yeah, because there's a certain makeup in the thing that can take electricity, voices, whatever the fuck, and use it like telephone wires. And it does. It extends the signal. Now, you can say the same, oh, they do that on cloudy days. You get a longer signal because it rides the cloud. Not this type of shit. Anyway, chemtrails, real or fake? There's a poll in the chat. Please, let's get to 100 votes. And we'll talk about some other stuff going on in the world of ufology, the paranormy, and the people who ruin everything for us. Don't be mad at me for telling you the truth. Let's do some roll call. Who's here tonight? Moonlicked. Hey, how you doing, MOO? Good to see you. Welcome to the show. Thor Panku, how you doing? Thor, good to see you. Sky Allen, and welcome to the show. Sky Allen, welcome to the show. Hey, Marcel. GUFONian? No, that's Samo. Sorry. Marcel. Oh, no, I was right. GUFONian, my tall head. Welcome to the show. Hey, Mr. Sterling, how you doing that? Welcome to the show. The HS is here. There he is. Samo, GUFONian, Rockstar. How you doing, man? Good to see you. Hey, David Wilcox, not Wilcock. How you doing, Chief? Good to see you. Welcome. Brookers. I'm sorry. Let me rewind that. Shriva. Bookers. Huh? Brookers. Huh? Welcome to the show. JG, everybody. I got my JG connection. Yep, there he is. Jeff Garvey. Do you got a name that starts with a J? Raging Against Machine. Welcome to the show, man. Good to see everybody here tonight. Holicity, thank you for hanging out. Welcome to the show. Teresa Pulio. You got a message here I want to read. Welcome to the show. They say chemtrails are to regulate the weather, But they're not saying they are the government putting chemtrails into the air to kill off part of the population. That is a valid point. You're right. It's not the government. It is, but it isn't. There's also other black budget program chemtrails. And you can tell because they do them really high. No, I don't know. You can't. But they don't care about the law. Wait until you see the video. You see the thumbnail? Doesn't do justice for all the birds that are in the water. Oh, it's sick. Oh, it made me have to do the show tonight. Even though we know we talk about chemtrails spottingly through the days I do this, it's brought up every time there's a cool picture or something like an orb. They hide in the chemtrails. No, they don't. Do they? All right, if I didn't say your name, doesn't mean I don't love you. It means we have a lot of show to do, and we do. Anjali, Anjali. All right, I'll calm down. Welcome to the show. Good to see you. Jammer Travels, my man. Thank you. And let me say this in front of everybody. Thank you for being honest. Thank you for being honest. Just thanks for being honest. See, Jammer Travels isn't afraid, nor should you be, anybody. And I'm not saying it's like he was afraid, but he tells me what he thinks would be better. Because I ask, what would you like to see in this video? I'd like to see you do this, he says. I wish you wouldn't do that, he says. I want you to do that. And I try, right? I try. I appreciate that because I need constructive criticism. I'm only criticizing myself, and you can't trust people that you don't know on the internet who says, you suck, you're a fraud, all that stuff. Because they say it even if you aren't. That sounded bad. Well, I'm not. What am I doing anyway? I'm not making any money. Everything that comes into GUFON is support to keep me afloat, to do this every day. And I can do it every day, but eventually, shit happens and, we need a little help here and there. So if you want to help support this channel, Truthology for Ufology, you guys know what to do. All the links are in the show description. I appreciate every one of you for being members that are members. Thank you very much. And I did give away all 10, I believe. I'm going to double check just because I hate to be that guy and say that I gave them all out. Let me see if I did. Membership gifting. Yeah, I did. I gave them all out. I think I did it on the 3rd or 4th, a couple days ago. But I wanted to check. I didn't do it for Rich Saves America. Now, tomorrow at 7 o'clock, no GUFON. Tomorrow, in the morning, there'll probably be a GUFON morning show. Probably 7:30, 8-ish. And then Rich Saves America will be tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. Well, why didn't you do it before or after or do GUFON? I want to try the morning for GUFON or take the day off of GUFON. But I gotta do what I gotta do. And you guys, I told you this months ago. Eventually, things are gonna change exactly how I thought it would be because I keep getting ill, so I don't go out and I can't make the videos I want for RSA, so I can do what I want over here. See, RSA, guys, hopefully will help this channel. And I know you're saying bullshit. No, it's true. They're all connected. If I get RSA going, right? Rich Saves America, RSA. If that gets going like I think it is, and it's starting to again, I can travel to meet people like you who have UFO sightings in other states or further in Florida that I don't want to drive 4 hours for if I can't spend the night. And I can't afford to spend the night. I can't even afford to pay attention right now. So, RSA, I'm saying within the next 3 months, I see some changes. That's why the July or the June 21st change is probably going to happen. And if it doesn't, I'll let you know. But so far, we're exactly where we were a year ago. Nothing's changed here at GUFON. I just need to do different things here. I think the algorithm, because I don't know if I'm shadow banned. People say I'm not. They get my messages. I mean, my show thing, whatever, they get the notifications. They see me in the chat rooms again. I don't know. Maybe we're free. We'll see. But this is all together. It all works together. And guess what? I go UFO hunting and I can do the auditing at the same time because I'll be recording in a public place. Hopefully, see a UFO, talk to a few cops, spray a few Karens with mace, and we'll be on our way with a viral video. All right. Thank you for hanging out tonight. Let's get this show on the road. Let's get going. So, the last couple of days, I haven't been playing a clip that had to do with Ryan Bledsoe. What's his name? I don't know. Bledsoe. Christopher Bledsoe. He went on the Sean Ryan show, right? And they changed the conversation. They edited it. Well, I'll read this. This is from Red Panda Koala on X. Very popular in the UFO community. He says, I am so angry I can't begin to figure out how to console myself. Let me pull it up while I'm reading this. I'm going to play the clip. That was weird. Put myself up there. They edited the video very carefully, and there's one section where they put together separate pieces and made it into something I never said. Sean Ryan show edited the Bledsoe interview. Why does it say 2026 part? To make it say, Jesus is returning per Science Bob, a close friend of... Oh my God, no! I didn't see this part. Science Bob also said the Sean Ryan show editor was fired within 24 hours. Okay, I have got to talk about this super quick. I'm going to play the clip. And
Chris and Sean recorded.
Hold on. Gosh dang it, Richie. Go.
Chris and Sean recorded session. And of course, as usual, it lasted for hours. But it took months for it to come out. And Chris was really getting frustrated because he didn't think it was going to come out, and he was not being told the reasons. He had no understanding for what was going on. Finally, we rejoice.
First of all, anytime you do an interview on a podcast, guess what? They don't have to post it. And they can edit it. I don't know if he signed anything, but I read those things. And I remember being on TV, on the History Channel or something like that, and they made me sign this thing that said, we can alter your content, which they did, and we could also alter what you say. It said all that, and I said, oh, I don't like this. They say, we never edited it. We leave it as it is. Bullshit! Oh, I was so pissed. All right, listen to the rest of this. This is very common in the UFO community, but why would Sean Ryan show do it? Doesn't make sense.
It's going to come out. I called Chris and I says, well, yeah, it was pretty good. I says, there are a couple of rough spots. And he says, Bob, I am so angry.
This is Science
I can't
Bob.
begin to figure out how to console myself. And I says, what is going on, Chris? He said, they edited the video very carefully. And there's one rough section when they put together separate pieces and made it into something I never said. And I'll leave it up to you if you want to what it was. But what was going on, what Chris said was coming in 2026 was apocalypse, which means a new learning and a new meaning. He never said what came next. He said, I hope Christ comes soon, in a separate sentence.
What's going to happen, I don't know. But I think it's possible that's the return of Christ. Yeah.
I said Jesus.
Or the lady and the whole heavenly host.
God, the white lady, she's so pretty. I want to boff her, but I can't.
Living with us, Jesus. That's the first time I've ever said that in my life, publicly.
It's the first time I've ever said that in my life. In my life. Oh, Lord. In my life.
And I could tell you the following is a fact. The editor was fired within 24 hours.
Ooh.
That's number one. So there's one thing Chris is pretty aware of.
How do you know he's fired?
And it's major things in the Bible. He is certainly aware of. No one knows when Jesus is coming again, including Jesus. He never said that. And I'm telling you, it was edited to make it look like that. I have not seen, in the entire time I have known Chris, the entire time, I have never seen him. Chris?
Okay. Science Bob, in this community, outside of it, I don't know him. I've spoken with him, been on shows with him, especially through Sold Out Radio. And I think we talked about this when he went down for the first time to Bledsoe's home. He said he spent 5 days there and saw what Bledsoe said he was seeing. And I'm like, well, where's the evidence? Oh, we got it. And the evidence was blurry, out of focus orbs that we see from Bledsoe every single time he posts. So I'm like, Bob McGuire is not a credible anything in this field. He was a guy who worked in the Marines, I believe, in a submarine. I don't know if he was the captain or whatever you call those guys, but he was in the military. That's it. And he claimed that, he saw a UFO with his shipmates or something. He doesn't know anything. Although he's got 2 eyes and a heart, a real big heart. He's a big-hearted guy. He's a nice guy. There's nothing mean about Bob McGuire. He's just extremely gullible and believes everything Bledsoe says. So hearing this really doesn't hold that much water with me because it's Bob McGuire. He believes everything Bledsoe says, even the blurry shit, even all the lies he's been caught in. Lies when he makes claims and can't prove it. That's a lie. To me, it is. It may be the truth, but it's a lie until further notification. I just go by what the evidence shows. All right, moving on. There's another flip here. Is there? No. I think we're done with that. I am working on a telepathy tapes video. Yeah, it's not coming out soon. It's not. I've got a lot of work to do because I'm real serious about exposing Kai Sucka Dickinson for the evil that I think she is. Yeah. She's a very, very selfish and I believe a mean-spirited person, for lack of a better term. But you'll see it all why. All right, let's get to the chemtrail story. I'm going to show you this video. Birds falling out of the sky. And this comes from Newsbreak, which you can find on Android devices. It's a news service that I enjoy thoroughly. I don't know how they do it, but they always get great stories in Newsbreak. But check this out. This is pretty freaking scary, man. Hold on. Where's that?
Concerning. We all know Florida's experiencing super strange weather. I've also had multiple messages and videos sent to me of, chemtrails in the sky. Apparently they're really spraying out towards the ocean, they say.
Oh, yeah. I have pictures.
Allegedly. Well, I got a video
Many pictures.
to show you. This is from the Gulf of Mexico. Gulf of America. Hooray. Anyways, whatever fucking you want to call it. There are birds falling out of the sky. Vultures falling out of the sky. I'll just say one word. Bird flu. Spraying. I don't know. You tell me. Take a look at this video. Let me know what you think.
Hey, I want to add in before this happens, before I play this. Here in Florida, we get fog in the winter pretty consistently because the cold air, the humidity, and all that. And for the last, 2 years, there's this really bad chemical smell inside of this fog. Anytime it's been foggy. As a matter of fact, it's so windy today because we've had a storm front move through. That smell was in the air. When I opened up the door, I immediately went, oh my God. It hit you like a ton of bricks. And there's chemtrails. I'll show you in a minute.
Think.
Oh my God, dude. Look at this.
This sucks. They were falling. They said they
Yeah, you gotta go head
out of
first.
the sky.
There you go.
There's another video out there.
Don't look at me like that. I'm trying to help you. Oh my God, dude. I've never seen this.
Look at this. This is wild. Hey,
Shaking.
get back down, huh?
Freezing.
Look at this.
Look at them all out.
They all just fell from the sky. The one cut out. We got north wind. They love soaring in their north wind now. We have a very light south wind, and they all just fell from the sky. We saved what we could.
Pretty sad.
Go drop them off somewhere, I guess.
So it's hard to prove that it is from chemtrails. But could it have been some sort of space weapon? What do they call them again? Those where they can shoot shit all across and it hit you in the head and you think that you're hearing voices and stuff like that. That kind of radio? What is it? It's RF, yeah. But these maybe there was a frequency that knocked them out, or some sort of electrical impulse that made them fall out of the sky. I want to show you some pictures from today. I'm sorry, yesterday, I believe, from my own area here in Florida. This was when I left the house in the morning. And already they started. That's towards Orlando, which is east of me. As I'm driving around, just, there's chemtrail down there. There's one there. They're spraying one up here. It is what it is. Let me see if there's any more. No. But they're out there every day. In the last several months, we have been getting sprayed like nobody's business. It's crazy. Do you guys want to see something really freaky? This dog was born with hands. Yep, they trained him how to eat, everything. It's amazing. He's smart. Look at him. He knows how to use Fife and Nork. Pretty cool, huh? He's a good dog. Human. You dog. Dog man. Isn't it weird? This is the life we live. Go, doggy, go, doggy, go. All right. I had to show you that. He's so cute. So the chemtrail, whether you believe it or not, believe it because it's true. Into Thin Air's been doing stories on the chemtrails recently. And, you know, I know what you're going to say. Hey, man, so nothing new. What are you doing about it? Can't do anything about it. Can't do anything about it. Nobody can. All right, hold on. Let me pull this up. I want to show you this. This is like, it's another channel like Into Thin Air. It's infinite underscore truth 7. And I also got this from the Newsbreak channel. I want to show you that we are being radiated as we sleep. I don't know. You be the judge, kitten caboodles. I have a hard time with some of these, especially this one being a truth. However,
They started at 9:11 at night until 9:11 in the morning. You see the pulse going from the east to the west coast. All right, boom, you see that? Those are NEXRAD stations. Each of those towers are 750 kilowatts, pumping out between 2.7 to 2.9 gigahertz in the microwave range. This is roughly the same frequency as your microwave oven, and it has the same cause and effect relationship. This was 12 hours long that they held this pulse while we slept. And look at all the other anomalies that are happening here on the screen. Look at what's going on in Texas. All right, you see that big blast? Looks like a giant laser, doesn't it? Boom, see that? Then it gets obscured by the towers. Now they can add the Doppler towers with this. NEXRAD has like 159, Doppler has 160. Now you can consider the HARP stations. There's 33 of those, but they don't show up on this satellite. This covers the microwave range. This is a NEXRAD feed. They started.
See, I don't buy it. I'll tell you why. Those lasers that Into Thin Air and this guy talks about, that has been happening as long as I've been watching satellites on the Weather Channel or TV. That's not new. I know this because I remember seeing it long time ago, before these guys were born. And I just think it's exactly what they're doing. They're machines. They put out, right? They put out electricity. It's like propulsion. There's exhaust. This is the exhaust of those satellites and everything else. And anything on the ground. So when you see the lasers, yeah, they're taking snapshots, I think, and it's just you're catching it in the satellite image. I don't know. Until a professional satellite person explains to me why that's showing up in all of these radar videos, I'm gonna have to go on my own. I've not really researched it, to be honest. What are those laser beams from radar towers? I don't know. So if we're being cooked, because that's what this guy said, it works like a microwave oven in sense and does the same thing. I think it's just turning to night and you're seeing them working through the eyes of a machine of radar that can read that type of energy. Big deal. Move. I'm staying right here and I'm soaking up those dirty rays. I don't care. You can look right through me if you want. Wild Ascension, how are you? No more satellites recorded as UFOs. Yeah. Oh. Yes. I didn't know it weighed that much, but holy crap. Yeah, yeah, that was wild. He was trying to get away from the whale, right? Isn't that the one? There's a few out there. Hey, Derek Kennedy, how you doing? DK. FAP, how you doing? Ms. DJ. Hey, Jimmy Mack. What do you say? How are you? So, Myra Page, how you doing? So, you mix all this stuff together, we should be dead. Chemtrails, radar, 5G, I guess it's like the same thing, right? Those powerful weapons that are being used. I can't believe what I just heard today about the fires that happened in LA. What's going on over there? There's neighborhoods, I mean, it's all over, where no trees were being burned in between the houses that were torched. There's a whole neighborhood where the trees are barely touched. Some of them got a little browning, but they're all green in the driveways, on the sidewalk. It's amazing to me, in their yards, and the trees just sitting there, all green and shit. Like, how? And now they're gonna make the prices so high for these people to buy back, or I don't know, maybe the insurance companies, because most people didn't have insurance. But anyway, a lot of these people are not going to be living there anymore because the price of the land's going to go up, and they're not going to be able to get covered. They're not going to be able to go back to where they live. And they did this on purpose because they want to put in this underground technological and partially above ground city for the elite. No, it's true. No, there's a whole article on it. But we don't talk about that here that much, so I didn't think I'd need to. I just wanted to mention it. I don't like what I'm seeing. And how about the Maui fires? Anything with a blue roof didn't get burnt? Are you kidding me? Because the weapons can't work on the blue or something, right? What a weird time to be alive. But the trails, ever since man, they figured soon after how to seed the sky. They were doing it before airplanes, They're doing it before. So when the airplanes became a thing, and they figured out a way to attach the tanks and all this other shit to the airplanes, and next thing you know, farmers were using it to increase the rain over their fields and the general area. We used it in Vietnam as a weapon, which kind of, didn't really work because we also had to be in that rain. And it was, if you ever saw Forrest Gump, it went sideways and there was some rain that seemed to go up, and he's like this. So, yeah, we can definitely control the weather. I don't know if we can control the whole planet at once, but we can control areas of, I think, maybe, like a storm system. Some of them are like half the size of the United States as they roll through. Millions of people go without power and this and that. When I was first looking into chemtrails, it was in the middle of 2003, before I got into UFOs. I was working for Conseco Finance. I remember the day because at 4:00, I took a break. So I was going to have to work till 7 that night, sign a deal and all this shit. And I go outside and I look up and there's this huge, never seen one like it since. It literally took up about a third of the sky. So low. It had to be 5,000 feet. People starting out of the businesses to look up at this thing. It was like 30 of us out there. Couldn't believe it. And I recorded it. I have it somewhere on video. I just don't know what tape yet, but I'm starting the process to go through every single thing minute by minute. So I'll find it. But in Arizona, the storms were so bad during the monsoon season that what they started to do was spray the chemtrails into the thunderhead. You know, when a thunderstorm and they have the anvil, right at the break, they would spray right into it and it would cut the head off of the monster. It would take, just playing around with numbers here, but if it was like a category 5 thunderstorm, it cut it to a 2 or a 1. So many claims of people getting stuck, you know, as the raging waters, because they didn't really have and still don't have a sewage system for the water. Everything is done naturally through reservoirs that naturally occurred during Arizona's creation. And, you know, some of them are, you know, on purpose, but for the most part, you could be driving and all of a sudden you see a road closed, but it's clear. Well, that's because it rained 30 minutes away and it's all rushing down and coming into the valley. So they made up this law called the Stupid Motorist Law. I believe they came out with that in like 85 or 90, somewhere in there. You become fully responsible if you disobey a sign that says do not enter. You go into that flooded area, get stuck. You pay the bill for all the savings that were, you know, the first responders, the trip for the trucks, the ambulance, all that shit. Tough guy. So anyway, the storms were getting out of control every year, 5 nights a week. Then they figured out chemtrails can cut those storms down, and they did. And then we wound up getting in a 30-year drought, which they're still in, because they controlled the weather so much that it's actually messed with the ecosystem over there and threw off the pattern of the monsoon season. So in Arizona, they're getting dust storms in February. You don't get those in February, you get them August and September. They're getting tornado warnings in March. Well, that shouldn't happen until August or September. So a lot of strange things happen. Even snow. The weather's gotten so out of whack that it even snowed in Phoenix my last year there. Yeah, it snowed at my parents' house. So it's messing with the weather. But they do it because of the cheese. They can make a lot of money, save a lot of money, steal a lot of money, spray a lot of money. But is it hurting us? Is it killing us? Are these so toxic that are they making me sick? Is that why I'm in the situation I'm in? Is it from chemtrails? Probably not. But people are getting sick. Respiratory failure. Don't even smoke. Chest cancer. Like what? Chest cancer? Is that what it is? Is that what they call it? Breast cancer. I always felt breast was too close to like the P word. You know? Poop. Anyway, I have so much evidence that chemtrails do exist. They do control the weather. And what else they do? That's top secret, classified. It is. Isn't it? I don't know. But you take chemtrails, take the radar, the guns, right? The radiating weapons, the space weapons, and other aerosols. You take, don't forget, HARP. The Herald Angels Sing. And what else? Project Bluebeam. and anything else you could think of that could mess with the environment. We are literally poisoning the planet. And you know what's sad? In another 30 to 50 years, probably, we're already hearing about this. How the soil isn't as productive as it used to be. It's kind of losing its ability to grow shit. And the land has become so baked and so cooked with these chemicals and pesticides, and you know what I mean? There's just so much that goes into growing food that has to keep us alive. We're literally chopping off our nose to save our face. Does that sound right? We are. And in 50 years, I swear to you, I'm glad I'm not going to be here, because I don't see how this planet will survive with 13 billion people. Excuse me. We're at 9. Wait, what are we at? 8 billion now. In my lifetime, we went from 1.5 billion people. No, 3 billion, I think it was. Hold on. How many people were on the planet in 1968? Earth population. 1968. I was right. 3.5 billion people. And so now here we are. 57 years later, 8 billion. It doubled. So don't you think it'll double again? Most likely. So imagine 15 to 16 billion people. You see where our infrastructure is. We also double the population of the United States, I think. Let's see. United States population. 1968. About 200 million. So not about 33% increase. About 40%, right? 340 now. So not bad. That's under the average for the world. But I think that was done on purpose, keeping our population low. Now they just added 20 million people in the last 3 years, 3 to 4 years, which we're trying to get rid of them. But I don't see the planet sustaining the population we have today in 50 years from now. This planet's... See, this is what happens. Then there's an extinction level event. And then we reset. Everything heals. The earth does what it does. Right? 10 to 20,000 years later, another civilization is formed. And they do it all over again. And maybe, just maybe, they can do it better. And that's the goal. See, that's life. That's also a part of the simulation we're living in. You get to reset shit when it's all bad. Either by a world war, maybe, or a meteor, or you name it. Earthquake, volcano, many tsunamis. See, tsunamis can only take out 80%. Isn't the world's population like 80% on live on the ocean, like on the coast? Hold on. How much of the world's population lives along the coastline? 44.6%. And 38% lives within 100 kilometers, or what is it, 70 miles? Okay, I was wrong, but still, it's about half. There's this new thing that I keep ignoring on the computer. It's called Microsoft Copilot. It's an AI companion. So if I have a question, I type it in and it'll give me an answer with AI, such as, are UFOs real? Is Bigfoot real? Is Bigfoot real? Yeah, I guess I'll have to say that. All right, here we go. I misspelled. All right. Bigfoot, also known as Sasquatch, is a legendary creature often described as a large, hairy, bipedal humanoid said to inhabit forests, particularly in North America. While there have been numerous reported sightings, footprints, and even videos, the scientific consensus is that Bigfoot is more a product of folklore, misidentification, and hoaxes than a real living species. Interestingly, though, some researchers have linked Bigfoot's legend to ancient creatures like Gigantopithecus, a massive ape that lived in Asia during the Pleistocene era, if I'm saying that right. However, no concrete evidence, such as DNA or physical specimen, has ever been found to confirm Bigfoot's existence. Yep. Oh, what do you think? Do you lean towards believing in the mystery of the myth? Anyway, I like my little AI thing. Let's ask it about hoax. Nah, fuck it. We'll do it another day. I'm not in the mood to play that right now. All right, what's this? Troy? Wait. No. Samo. Put a comment in the chat room. Says, let's say Nibiru comes close. It won't park itself next to Earth. Chuckle, chuckle. It'll be way out past Neptune, if so, and all the planets' orbits will go off. 100%. That is a great point. If it's gravity, it doesn't even matter how small. Well, no, I take it because even little stuff. See, Jupiter is the gravity that all incoming objects have to deal with first. If the object outmasses Jupiter's gravitational pull with its gravitational pull, holy shit, what a nightmare that'll be. However, what if its mass is half of Jupiter's? Does it still throw us all out of whack? Or just Jupiter? Or does Jupiter control it and maybe lock it into its orbit? I guess it does it depend how fast it's going? I don't know, man. Freaking. Oh, I think you're right, though. I think everything gets thrown out of whack because how can it not? If it's Nibiru, pretty big. And, you know, you see all the fake videos. Oh, they got two suns, or is that Nibiru? If it's as big as the sun, again, holy shit. If it's bigger than Jupiter, holy shit. That's all I know. Good one, Samo. Very good. Rich will not like AI because it tells the truth. Well, that's an odd thing to say. I don't get that. I would love that. I wouldn't like it if it lied. Why would you say that, Paul? It's so weird. All right. Now I don't know the context of this conversation, why this comment was made, SL, but I'm going to explain because I don't know why you said this, but I like what you said. Contrails, not chemtrails. Yes, you're right. And no, you're wrong. Because there's two types of trails that come out of the asses of airplanes. Contrails with no chemicals to make it rain, to make weather change, to extend communications, just the regular exhaust mixing in with the humidity wherever that plane is. 2, chemtrails have chemicals that come out, proven. It has been admitted by the government that these are real. Now, whether they're spraying them over the United States and all other places, it's another question. I think so. A lot of people think so. You can even see the evidence on the cars as a form of dust. People have checked that shit. And what is it? Barium, what is it? What makes up chemtrails? It's a bunch of bullshit. But it's a bunch of stuff. Not good. And I don't know all the chemicals that go into every different type of... You know how many different types of chemtrails there are? I think there's 30. 30 different types of trails. No, not big, small, not that. Different chemical makeups for different reasons. You're not going to use the same chemical makeup to extend conversations, whether it be Morse code or CB ham radio. You're not going to use that chemical makeup. You're going to use something else. Capiche? So, wrong. There are a couple different types, but yeah, I just found out about this co-pilot. I'm glad. I like it too. Jimmy got Mac. He don't care. Chemtrails are from airplanes, but chemtrails are from planes deliberately spraying chemicals. Yes. Ms. DJ 100. 100. Hey, you know what, SL? You are right. You want to know why? If it does everything for us, why do we need to even bother learning anything at all? But that's the way we learn. There was a girl who got kicked out of her class for cheating. There was an assignment where they had to read within 45 minutes. They had an assignment. I think it was due the next day. But within 15 minutes, she closes her laptop and it's just sitting there. And the teacher looks at her while everybody's still working. He goes, what are you doing? She goes, oh, I'm finished. He goes, you're finished? She goes, yeah. You finished the assignment? Yeah. You read 113 pages in 13 minutes. Well, I used, and then she opened up her laptop and was saying I don't know if it was AI, but he called it a cheat program where it reads everything, it's already done for you. It takes the important subjects and makes bullet points out of it, and those are your notes. So he wanted her to read and everybody else to read everything, to get every word in here. In her mind, the computer did it all. She's learning the bullet points. She still learned the important stuff just in 13 minutes, not overnight and wasting a lot of her life having to read it all. But that's not the assignment. The teacher said that's cheating. Do you think that's cheating? I do. It's okay if it's something you need to use to learn the subject, but not as an assignment. I don't know how you can prove somebody did it that way, but I think the teacher has seen it all at this point and knows what bullet points are made by AI and not by somebody who read, because there's a different way you answer questions or make bullet points if you do it on your own. So I do think it's a form of cheating. However, it is a quick way to learn something. But in the long form, he wants her and everybody else to go through the process, because the process is the most important thing when you're learning about something. How did you get there? Why did you go this way? Why not another way? All those are answered as you're reading it. So you're cutting out the meat. Even though you're getting the potatoes, you're not getting the whole entree. So I understand both sides, but the teacher would be right. It's an interesting time. I always say it. It's a fun time to be living in. If I had that growing up when I went to school, because I did everything to cut corners, to not do homework and shit. You have to put it in your own words. What kids would do is they would write a book report and write word for word what was said at the back, in the description of the book. Man, you got to go in the book, read a few pages anyway, just to get an idea of what you want to say. And you make it into your own. It's not that hard. The only thing the teacher can say is, how'd you come up with that? Well, I don't know about you, teach, but I hate reading. So I did read it fast. But that's just the way I perceived it. Okay, all right. It is in your words. Yeah. So, but it is another way to dumb us down. And I think you're right, SL. Because you're taking away the process of learning. And that's the most important thing. What would happen if we didn't somehow have the internet anymore? We'd have to go back to libraries and you'd have to go through those cards. I know, index cards and all that shit. Nah, it's a little different. You can't just say what if and anyway. It's fun though. What's this? I'm just looking, see what you were saying. Well, Ms. DJ, although I appreciate that comment, there is no Nibiru. It hasn't been discovered yet. The only thing they found, and all those pictures and videos that people see, it's just either a hoax or it's the way the atmosphere played a role in creating a double sun Nibiru. If that was true, it would be talked about on the news. It would be on in Life magazine. We found it. It's real. None of that happened. None of that. So it's not. I'm sorry. I'll tell you what. I'll make a deal with you. I'll just say this. It's my opinion. I don't have the facts. We could both be right and wrong. Deal? Because that's how it is. We can't prove it. I don't have the telescope to go looking around, neither do you. And none of us are getting a scientist or an astronomer to answer that question. So until then, it's a possibility. Oh, right, Saturn. Well, the only reason I didn't bring up Saturn, because Jupiter's the one that everybody talks about. I thought about saying it, but I didn't. Because Jupiter and Saturn, I think, are the guardians of us, our solar system, protecting Earth. If you look at, I just figured it out. Okay. This is the history of our solar system. It got created, obviously. We all start spinning around, blah, 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 blah. Mars gave us the way to be who we are. But because of its position on just the outside, not the outside, but on right at the very edge of the God, I can't think, the Goldilocks zone. It didn't have enough space to not get hit. Because that scar on Mars, it looks like something hit it pretty badly. They may have known about it and moved everybody to Earth. And Earth was a backup. That's why our body clocks are in sync with Mars perfectly, not Earth. It's why we don't have fur, because there were no monkeys or chimps on Mars. So we didn't come from that. We may be 97% of their DNA. For whatever reason, we don't have the hair, the fur. Now, we do have a light coating. Even women have some sort of, but other than that, the sun, because Mars is 140 million miles away, right? Isn't it? Or 180? It's far. It's twice as far away from the sun than the Earth. Maybe not as bright. Maybe that's why it hurts our eyes living on Earth. And that's why we get sunburnt in 10 to 20 minutes, depending on where you live. Whereas if it was indigenous, we wouldn't have to worry. Right? Right. So, maybe it was Nibiru that came through, moved us from Mars to Earth, disrupted the solar system, and it maybe was a rogue planet that just snuck in during the creation. I don't even think it was the creation of our solar system that Nibiru or a planet crunched into Mars. I think it happened like 1 billion years ago. I think we were already there, living there, very happily. Fuck, we need to go there, man. If they go there, God dang it, go to a place where there's structures. Don't go to a place that's barren or on the edge of a riverbed. They put 2 rovers up there at one time. Do it again. Put one wherever you want it, and then put one over in Sidon. And then you can spray the shit out of their clouds and make chemtrails a thing. Sad. Sad. Hey, you want to see something interesting about Atlantis? I remember talking about this a couple of years ago. And then some guy was supposed to come on my show saying he knows where it is. It's not where everybody thinks. And he kind of confided in me that it was this place where we're going to look right now. Now, if this is true, holy crap. Well, let's get on it then. Did Atlantis sink beneath the Sahara Desert?
God, look at all this actual evidence. All the stuff with the structure that lines up exactly with the stories of Atlantis. It's fucking wild.
So just to run down real quick, Plato had described Atlantis as being the capital, which was said to be made up of concentric circles, 3 of water, 2 of land, which matches the Rishot structure. It also was said to have an opening to the sea at the south. It was said to have mountains to the north. There was said to be an abundance of elephants, which is one reason why Atlantis would have been in Africa. Another little detail that most people aren't aware of, because they think of Atlantis like, oh, it must be at the bottom of the ocean. Well, that's not exactly how Plato worded it. He did describe that the aftermath of Atlantis followed a catastrophic event involving water. What was left of Atlantis was reeds of grass and a shoal of mud. And what people don't realize is that Sahara Africa, up until about 4,500 to 5,000 years ago, was totally green. It had the largest network of rivers ever known to exist. It had the largest freshwater lake ever known to exist.
They should be like, oh my God, look at all this
Crazy,
actual
isn't it?
evidence. All
That doesn't make any sense. It matches up perfectly. So why not? Let's go. See, that's what needs to be done. Don't just talk about it. Go! And why can't anybody go there? We've been hearing about that for years. Years. I want to show you this. Oh, okay. Oh my God. This is also from the Newsbreak channel. You're going to love this. God dang it. I got to get me I want to go here. It's Utah, and it's a mysterious cave.
A man who went by the name Earl John Brewer said that there was this cave that was in Utah, held different artifacts from an ancient, technologically advanced civilization. In fact, giants in this cave. The natives called this cave the Cave of the Great Spirit, and then discovered all these ancient copper tablets that had weird inscriptions on them. But people just started like, okay, John Brewer, you're full of crap. Like, tell us where this is. He's like, I won't, because a couple years before that was the Lovelock Cave incident, right? And that's where the Smithsonian came in.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, the bones disappeared. In fact, he told this man, one day I was walking to the cave, and all of a sudden there's 3 men standing, and they said, we want to show you our city. Brought John Brewer to this underground city, and John Brewer said it was the most technologically advanced civilization that he's ever seen. He says they were able to speak telepathically as well. He said then they just walked and it disappeared, and then the entrance to their city disappeared too. But he brought these copper tablets at BYU, radiocarbon dated this bark. He said with a radiocarbon age of 5 BC to 390 BC is indeed an ancient. And people are like, yo, you're full of crap.
It's hard to know the truth, right? Very much so is. But not everybody's a liar. And that's the hard part about doing anything, any type of research where you don't have the funds or the means to get out there and do the research. I can't go to the Sahara and look for that, Atlantis. What am I going to do? I can barely go outside. So we have to take the word of people that we don't know, and we hope they're not lying. So what was in it for that guy? He didn't write a book and get rich. Very strange. I want to show you this. Speaking of Mars, remote viewer, John Maganaganagli, he's the remote viewer number 1. It's Joe, what is it? McMonagle. He says, we might be the aliens. Really? He acts like he's the first person to ever say it. You know what I mean? I love these people. Hate him.
It's just my opinion.
Yeah.
I think sufficient evidence exists that we, in fact, might be aliens.
Do you think we were imported here?
Yes.
I think this is where we came, maybe from Mars.
Yes.
So.
And I didn't even watch that. I haven't even watched this yet. Ooh, I'm good.
So maybe some remnant survivors of that cataclysm or something, or explorers, maybe before the cataclysm came here?
I think there were people that got stuck on Mars and tried to survive by hibernating. I think elements of people on Mars went all different directions looking for help or another place they could go, and I think some of the people wound up here. It's
just his opinion. He's a remote viewer, but it's just his opinion. That's a pretty trustworthy thing to say. Not a dicky thing, really. Wow. Man. I am just, I don't know. Troy is saying he thinks that thing that they're talking about Atlantis might just be a sinkhole. Might be. But you have to admit, I don't know how much research you've done into that, but there's just too many coincidences. And I know coincidences happen. I know Occam's razor's a real thing. I know chance is a fact, part of the equation. But that's pretty close. Troy says, nope, sinkhole. The magma under the plate heats up spots. And the more solid the object or the rock, silicone drips back into the magma, sinking on the surface, pulling it down. Right? It gets heavier and heavier, and eventually, boom. But it creates different levels depending on what it's around it, right? What the makeup is. I can't speak tonight. I can't speak at all. It's bad night. Bad night for me, speak. All right, what else do I got here? What is this? Crazy UFO meeting. Okay. So this is also from the news break. This, to me, well, I'm going to hold my thoughts on this. Let's watch it. As if. Go. Shit.
Warning, it is almost to the point of being too late, unless your people act. There are better ways of deriving energy and food needs without causing your planet any damage. Those in power are aware of this and have the capability of putting these methods into worldwide use. Those in power view it as a military and security threat. That upset me. You mean to tell me that the people in power have the ability to save and better the planet, and they aren't doing it? Amnesty. What do you mean? Complete amnesty to those in power, governments and leaders who have been suppressing the truth, that they can't be held liable for any past wrong deeds. It is the only way these leaders can come forward with the truth. It is necessary that you do this in order to work together and survive. Your planet is overpowered.
Wow. Troy says, should check. This is in regards to Atlantis we were talking about 5 minutes ago. But I'm catching up through the comments on the channel from the show. Troy says, you should check Syrian area to the massive holes due to global weather as the ice permafrost melts. You know, and then he says, I thought they had been nuke testing. Yeah, that's true. I remember that too in Russia. They were doing nuke tests, and yeah, it's all in the permafrost. Yeah, I forget, but it sounds very familiar. I'll look into it again. Yeah. All right. It's pretty cool. I like that video, though. I want to show you some just because it's a Wednesday. Here is a huge cringe. This is from Chad Munch. She says she has a magneticism. She's a magnet person. You guys know that it's just the sweat, right? These people are so stupid. That's her his psychic powers. I could do that right now.
I'm going to ask the challengers to put the powder on their hands and on their chests and then make the object stay there.
If you guys want to help support Truthology for Ufology, all the links are in the show description. Definitely needs baby powder. He's taking the sweat off. Oh, and nothing sticks to him. Amazing.
도저히 붙지 않습니다, 지금. 예. 일단 이무승 씨의 경우는 도전 실패. 수고하셨습니다.
Are they all filled with the powder?
Yes.
They are all filled with the powder.
We know
so
first
cute.
it's not magnetic.
That was so cute how they all said that in unison. God, I love Japan.
Are they all filled with the powder?
Yes.
Yeah.
I love it.
We know first it's not magnetic, so it must be some other kind of energy. And talcum powder is not going to interfere with electricity or any other kind of energy. One thing is certain, it's not psychic power.
Which brings us to our next $100,000 challenge, astrology. Now, once again, our test protocol experts, Dr. Krippner and Hyman, have designed, with the approval of the challenger, a way to examine whether astrology really works. Prior to tonight's broadcast, the astrology challenger...
I can't keep playing. I forgot that's a TV show. All right, I'm sorry. All right. I love that stuff, man. I could watch that all night, but we can't. You want to know why? Even though we started late, I need to go. I know. Tomorrow morning, keep your eyes open for GUFON, because tomorrow night I'm doing a live show on Rich Saves America at 7 p.m. So I'm thinking tomorrow, since there's no morning show on Tuesdays and Thursdays, I may do one at 7 a.m. Yeah, or 8, give or take, because I still need to go out and do other shit that day, so I can't be doing it at noon or at 1. So unfortunately, for those of you who can't make it there, I'm sorry. However, everything is based on how I feel when I wake up. I could do the show, GUFON, at 4. So I don't know yet. We'll see how I feel at 6 a.m. when I wake up. Thank you very much, everybody, for hanging out. I appreciate the support. Don't forget, like, share, subscribe if you haven't. And go check out Rich Saves America. Just give me I want to get to 2,000 subs by the end of the next week. By my birthday, which is Monday. I would love to do that in 5 days. But we only need like 65 more. 70? Anyway. And other than that, yeah, we'll be back tomorrow. So keep your eyes open. I don't know what time. But we'll give you truthology for ufology. Because we do it for you. Nobody else, just you. You got that, Goofonians? I love you guys. I really do. You have no idea. I'm starting to cry inside. It's coming out of me. Hey, if you ain't looking up, you ain't looking out. Alien bless.
There's like this thing. It's rotating. What was in the skies over Jerusalem, and why did it sound like one of the most treasured sites in Christianity?